Hello dear students. Today I am going to revise chapter 3 Glimpses of the Past and its poem Macquity the Mysterious Cat. First of all, I am going to tell the summary of chapter 3 Glimpses of the Past. The writer of the chapter is S.D. Sawant. The chapter starts with the picture of Lata Mangeshkar singing a patriotic song that urges Indians to remember the many sacrifices made by our countrymen to gain independence from the British. Then we begin from the beginning of the British Empire in India. During 18th century, the British East India Company was extending its power worldwide. In those days, Indian princes would always be at daggers drawn with each other. East India Company took advantage of this situation and started helping Indian princes to defeat one another. Some far-sighted rulers like Tipu Sultan understood the Britishers' strategy and opposed them till their last breath. However, most of the princes were gullible and fell into the trap gradually. The Britishers had subdued most of the Indian kingdoms and had gained complete control of most of the princely states. During the period of 1765 to 1836, India had to witness many incidents, untouchability, child marriage, and other social evils existed in the Indian society. The people were extremely superstitious. The British imposed heavy taxes on farmers so that farmers had to abandon their fields. The East India Company's law began to cripple Indian industries. Ram Mohan Rai, a learned person from Bengal, understood what was wrong with the country. He was attracted by science and modern knowledge. He went to England and fought for the justice of India. But the Britishers continued to oppress Indians. In 1818, they had passed Regulation 3rd. Under it, an Indian could be jailed without trial in a court. During 1835 to 1856, Thomas Macaulay suggested some change in Indian education. They taught Indians their language. By 1856, British had conquered the whole India. Some Indian soldiers named Mangal Pandey attacked the adjutant of his regiment and executed. In 1857, a violent revolt was outbroken. The rebellion spreads wider. Many landlords lost their lands because of the British policies. Many rulers like Begum Hazrat Mahal of Lucknow were bitter. Popular leaders like Maulvi Abdullah of Faizabad, Tatya Tope aroused the people of India to fight against British Raj. So this is the summary of chapter 3rd. The theme of the chapter, this story is Indians' struggle for independence. It depicts how the British came to power and the early struggles of the Indians towards regaining their independence. Now I am going to tell you the summary of the poem Macquity the Mysterious Cat. The poet of that poem is T.S. Eliot. The poem deals with a cat who can defy and break any law. The poet calls him a master criminal and the hidden power. The poet says that he defies law again and again, and yet he is never caught. Even the police force and flying squad of England have failed to arrest him. Every time the police reach the scene, place of the crime, McVitie is nowhere to be found. So the police are puzzled. When it comes to committing crimes, there is no one like McVitie. He is matchless in his field. No matter how impossible a heist might be, McVitie can make it possible. He can disappear. He can break Newton's law of gravity and float in the air without support. Even the fakir and the magician are surprised to see his feats. He can outwit anybody. One may look for him in the basement or in the air. One may search high and low. But if there has been a crime nearby, McVitie is not there. McVitie is a tall and thin ginger-colored cat. His eyes are sunken in and his head is highly domed. He moves his head from side to side like a snake when he walks. His coat is dusty and his whiskers are uncombed. McVitie is a devil in the cat's shape, as he is morally corrupt. Even when it seems like he is sleeping, he is in fact wide awake. You may meet and see him everywhere, but whenever his crime is discovered, you will not find him there. So, this is the summary of the poem McVitie the Mystery Cat. So students, today we will do question answers of that chapters also. I will provide you the chapter question answers with this link. So listen the video carefully and after that do question answers in fair notebook in neat and clean handwriting. Thank you. So now we are doing question answers. First we explain you question answers one by one and then you do your question answers in fair notebook. Question number first of chapter 3, Glimpses of the Past. Do you think the Indian princes were short-sighted in their approach to the events of 1757? इस क्वेश्चन के थ्रू पूछा जा रहा है कि आपको रियल में लगता है कि जो इंडियन प्रिंसेस थे वो ज़्यादा दूर की नहीं सोचते थे, मतलब शॉर्ट साइटेड थे जो इवेंट हुआ 1757 के अंदर. तो द आंसर इज यस, द इंडियन प्रिंसेस वर short sighted in their approach to the events of 1757. They were so busy fighting wars among each other that they easily fell prey to the shrewd Britishers. Now the question number second, how did the East India Company subdue the Indian princes? अब इस क्वेश्चन के थ्रू पूछा जा रहा है कि किस तरीके से ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी ने इंडियन प्रिंसेस को अपने कंट्रोल में लिया. The East India Company subdued the Indian princesses by their policy of divide and rule. They started with the excuse of trading but gradually started subduing the Indian princes by helping them against each other and then controlling them. Now question number third, quote the words used by Ram Mohan Rai to say that every religion teaches the same principles. इस क्वेश्चन के थ्रू आपसे पूछा जा रहा है कि चैप्टर के अंदर राजा राम मोहन राय के थ्रू जो बात कही गई थी प्रिंसिपल्स को लेकर, जो रिलीजन के प्रिंसिपल्स होते हैं उससे रिलेटेड आपको उस कोटेशन को लिखना है. तो आंसर इज अकॉर्डिंग टू राजा राम मोहन राय, cows are of different colors but the color of their milk is the same. Different teachers have different opinions but the essence of every religion is the same. Now the question number 4, in what ways did the British officers exploit Indians? इस क्वेश्चन के थ्रू आपसे पूछा जा रहा है कि किस प्रकार से जो ब्रिटिशर्स थे वो इंडियंस को एक्सप्लॉइट करते थे, मतलब उनका शोषण करते थे. Now the answer is the British officers exploited Indians in various ways. They imposed heavy taxes on Indian farmers and reduced import duty on goods manufactured in England and imported to India. This made Indian products more expensive than the foreign products. Moreover, the soldiers who worked for the Britishers were paid low salary and never saw any progress. Now question number 5, name these people. आपको कुछ हिंट दी जाएगी इस क्वेश्चन के अंदर और आपको उस इंसान का, उस पीपल का नाम बताना है. नाउ द फर्स्ट इज द रूलर who fought peace battles against the British and died fighting. Answer is Tipu Sultan. Second, the person who wanted to reform the society. मतलब कौन चेंज करना चाहता था सोसाइटी को? आंसर इज राजा राम मोहन रॉय. नाउ थर्ड, द पर्सन हु रिकमेंडेड द इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ इंग्लिश एजुकेशन इन इंडिया. कि कौन इंग्लिश एजुकेशन को इंट्रोड्यूस करवाना चाहता था इंडियन से, उनको मतलब इंग्लिश की जो लैंग्वेज थी वो सिखाना चाहता था. आंसर इज मैक्यूले. फोर्थ वन इज टू पॉपुलर लीडर्स हु लेड द रिवोल्ट. चॉइस में वरी आपकी मतलब पसंद इस आंसर के लिए अलग अलग हो सकती है. नाउ द आंसर इज मौलवी अहमदुल्ला ऑफ फैजाबाद एंड पेशवा नाना साहिब. आपके इसमें अगर आपकी कोई और भी चॉइसेस हैं तो आप वो भी दो नाम कोई भी लिख सकते हो. नाउ द क्वेश्चन नंबर 6, मेंशन द फॉलोइंग. फर्स्ट वन इज टू एग्जाम्पल्स ऑफ सोशल प्रैक्टिसेस प्रिवेलिंग देन. आंसर इज untouchability and the tradition of sati. Second, टू ऑप्रेसिव पॉलिसीज़ ऑफ द ब्रिटिश. मतलब जो इंडियंस को दबाने की जो पॉलिसीज़ थी वो दो पॉलिसीज़ ब्रिटिशर्स की कौन सी थी? द ब्रिटिश अबॉलिश्ड इम्पोर्ट ड्यूटीज़ ऑन ब्रिटिश गुड्स विच मेड दैम cheaper than the Indian goods. In 1818, they passed a bill under which an Indian could be jailed without a court trial. Now the question number third part. 4 reasons of discontentment that led to the 1857 War of Independence. इसके क्वेश्चन के थ्रू पूछा जा रहा है कि आपको 4 रीज़न बताने हैं कि जो अपनी इंडिपेंडेंस की वॉर हुई थी 1857 की, उसके मेन पर्पस 4 रीजन्स क्या थे? इंडियंस, द आंसर इज इंडियंस फेल्ट लाइक दे हैड बिकम स्लेव्स इन देयर ओन लैंड एंड वर completely powerless. First reason is that. Second, the East India Company had destroyed the Indian industries. That is the second reason. Third, the treatment given to the Indian soldiers and government workers was far inferior to the British counterparts. Their salaries were much lower and they were hardly ever promoted. This is the third reason. Now the fourth reason. The use of grease on the bullet of guns caused a lot of outrage as it offended both Hindus and Muslims. दिस इज़ द फोर्थ रीज़न कि जो गन्स की जो बुलेट्स थी उनके ऊपर उनकी जो आउटर कवरिंग थी वो जानवरों की थी, सूअर की और गाय की, और जो दोनों ही रिलीजन्स के लिए, हिंदू और मुस्लिम दोनों ही रिलीजन्स के लिए वो सही नहीं थी. सो दिस इज़ द क्वेश्चन आंसर ऑफ चैप्टर 3 ग्लिम्पसेस ऑफ द पास्ट. नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू डू चैप्टर क्वेश्चन आंसर ऑफ पोएम मैक्वेटी द मिस्ट्री कैट. फर्स्ट वन इज read the first stanza and think. First, is McVitie a cat really? Do you think the McVitie is a cat really? Yes, the answer is no. McVitie is not a real cat. Second is, if not, who can McVitie be? अगर McVitie cat नहीं था तो कौन था फिर वो? McVitie is just a fictional character created by the poet whose actions resemble to those of a क्रुक्स. मैक्वेटी रियल में कोई कैट नहीं था, वो एक करेक्टर है जो कि रिप्रेजेंट किया गया है पोइट के थ्रू अपनी पोएम के अंदर क्रुक्स को समझाने के लिए, यानी कि चोर उचक्कों को, बदमाशों को मतलब डिस्क्राइब करने के लिए. नाउ द सेकंड, कंप्लीट द फॉलोइंग सेंटेंसेस. फर्स्ट वन, अ मास्टर क्रिमिनल इज वन हु कैन डिफाइन द लॉ. सेकंड वन इज द स्कॉटलैंड यार्ड इज बेफल्ड बिकॉज Yes, whenever they reach the scene of crime, they cannot find McVitie. Now third one, nobody can catch McVitie at the scene of crime because McVitie moves much faster than them. Now the question number third, a cat, I am sure, could walk on a cloud without coming through. Which law is McVitie breaking in the light of the comment above? आपको जो कमेंट दिया गया है उससे आपको क्या पता चल रहा है कि मैक्विटी ने कौन से लॉ को ब्रेक किया था? रिमेंबर न्यूटन्स लॉ. यस, दैट द आंसर. आंसर इज इन लाइट ऑफ द अबाउ स्टेटमेंट मैक्विटी इज ब्रेकिंग द लॉ ऑफ ग्रेविटी, न्यूटन्स लॉ. नाउ द क्वेश्चन नंबर फोर्थ, रीड स्टैंजा थर्ड एंड देन डिस्क्राइब मैक्विटी इन 2 or 3 सेंटेंसेस ऑफ योर ओन. आपको स्टैंजा थर्ड को रीड आउट करना है और फिर आपको अपने शब्दों में आपको जो मैक्विटी था उसके बारे में मतलब उसके बारे में आपको सेंटेंसेस लिखने, 2 or 3 सेंटेंसेस. द आंसर इज मैक्विटी इज़ अ जिंजर कैट हु इज़ वेरी टॉल एंड थिन with sunken eyes and brown lined with thought, while its head is highly domed. Its coat is dusty and whiskers are uncombed. It sways its head from side to side, and it is always wide awake even when one thinks that it is half asleep. Now the question number 5th. Say false or true for each of the following statements. आपको ट्रू और फॉल्स बताना है कि जो सेंटेंस दिया गया है वो सही है या गलत है. फर्स्ट, मैक्विटी इज़ नॉट एन ऑर्डिनरी कैट. मैक्विटी कोई साधारण बिल्ला नहीं था. यस और नो? यस, ट्रू. सेकेंड वन इज मैक्विटी कैन नॉट डू व्हाट अ फकीर कैन ईजिली डू. मैक्विटी वो सब कुछ नहीं कर सकता था जो कि एक फ़कीर, एक मैजिशियन बहुत आसानी से कर सकता था. यस, फॉल्स, क्योंकि मैक्विटी के पास पावर थी लेविटेशंस की जो फ़कीर को भी अचंभित कर रही थी कि वो बिना किसी सपोर्ट के एयर में फ्लोट कर सकता था, गायब हो सकता था. नाउ द थर्ड, मैक्विटी हैज़ सुपर नेचुरल पावर्स. मैक्विटी के पास शक्तियाँ थी, सुपर नेचुरल पावर्स थी. True or false? Yes, it is true because he can break any law of humans. Now the fourth, McVitie is well dressed, smart and bright. मैक्विटी मतलब उसका जो अपीयरेंस था वो बहुत अच्छा था, स्मार्ट था, ब्राइट था. इज इट ट्रू? नो, इट इज़ फॉल्स, क्योंकि वो वेल ड्रेस्ड नहीं था. उसका जो कोट था, कोट इज़ डस्टी एंड उसकी जो आइज़ थी वो संकन थी, अंदर की तरफ धसी हुई थी, एंड ही वॉज नॉट ब्राइट. नाउ द फिफ्थ, मैक्विटी इज़ अ स्पाई, अ ट्रिक्स्टर एंड अ क्रिमिनल ऑल रोल्ड इन वन. मैक्विटी जो था वो एक स्पाई था, एक जासूस था, एक ट्रिक्स्टर था, मतलब जो ट्रिक्स के थ्रू काम कर सकता था, जिसको ट्रिक्स आती थी, एंड अ क्रिमिनल, और एक क्रिमिनल भी था. वो सभी रोल अकेला निभाता था. इट इज़ ट्रू और फॉल्स? यस, इट इज़ एब्सोल्युटली ट्रू. नाउ द क्वेश्चन नंबर 6, हैविंग रीड द पोएम ट्राई टू गेस वेदर द पोइट इज़ फॉन्ड ऑफ कैट्स. इफ सो, वाई डज ही कॉल मैक्विटी अ फिंड और मॉन्स्टर. अगर आप पहले पोएम को पढ़ो एंड फिर आप गैस करो कि जो पोइट है वो आकर्षित है क्या बिल्ली की तरफ, और अगर हाँ तो फिर उसने मैक्विटी को एज ए मॉन्स्टर, एज ए क्रिमिनल रिप्रेजेंट क्यों किया है इस पोएम में. नाउ द आंसर, येस, इट सीम्स लाइक द पोइट इज फॉन्ड ऑफ कैट्स. ही कॉल्स मैक्विटी a fiend and a monster because he might have wanted to portray an evil side. He might have used a cat in order to create a negative character who is a criminal and escapes easily from police. The quick movements of the cat and its mysterious eyes might have influenced him to create this evil character in the form of a cat. Now the question number 7, has the poet used exaggeration for special effect? Find a few examples of it and read those lines aloud. क्या आपको लगता है कि पोइट ने अपनी पोएम को बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छा बनाने के लिए उसने कुछ स्पेशल इफ़ेक्ट्स डाले हैं इसके अंदर? अगर आपको लगता है तो आपको एग्जाम्पल्स फाइंड आउट करने हैं और उन लाइन्स को आपको लाउडली रीड आउट करना है. तो नाउ द आंसर yes. The poet has used exaggerations such as the cat's defense of gravity and it being called a monster of depravity and a fiend in order to enhance the mystery surrounding the cat, since the cat is shown to be super fast as nobody from the Scotland Yard to the flying squad can catch it on the scene of crime. These exaggerations have been used by squad can catch it on the scene of crime. These exaggerations have been used by Eliot to lay stress on this monstrous as well as surprising and mysterious nature of Macbeth. Now the lines. He is the bafflement of the Scotland Yard and flying squad's despair. Second one is he breaks the law of gravity. Third one is his powers of levitation would make a fakir stare. Now the fourth one is he is a fiend in feline shape, a monster of depravity. Now these are the question answer of poem Macbeth the Mystery Cat. So students, first of all listen the video or the summary of the chapter and the poem carefully, then do question answer in your fair notebook. Thank you.